Okay, so I'm just gonna start filming as I look for the video, but today I want to make a video about everything that's going really wrong with human design. Basically, people that don't know anything about human design are claiming to be these like experts and doing these courses and incorporating it into their business when they have no idea what it's about. So we have Alisa Abuelita, no, I'm joking, Abuelita, and she's made this video on human design. I literally watched it this morning. This is the video. Let me get it in focus. And that like is so incorrect that I was like in such disbelief that it's like she clearly just found out about it like yesterday, but she already wants to like be the spokesperson of it and turn it into something that it's not. I'm getting tired of this, so I felt I need to say something. So let's go. I'm gonna do a response to it. Let's go.
And if we look at human design, I'm gonna introduce a little bit of human design that we'll
Listen
talk
to
about
this.
in a few
Listen to
weeks.
this.
Let's say your mom is manifestor, which I don't know. Maybe she's not. But let's say hypothetically, there's 5 different designs.
Already we know there's 4 designs. There's not 5. There's 4. But that's not even the worst part.
So God, they came as communicators. There's only 1% of them. There's manifestors.
Reflectors are close to God. That's nonsense. Manifestors here to rule. That's not true, at least not today.
Governors, mayors, people who build, create, and really lead. But their style of leading is very ruthless, very tough. Then there's the third.
That's weird. That's stereotype. Yeah, that's a stereotype. And then projectors. Manifestors are not meant to lead and rule at this time. Maybe 400 years ago.
And projectors are people who are new styles of leadership. They're very systematic. They have a really good structure to lead people. And if they are awakened spiritually, they gotta lead with love. And by the way, that's who you are, Gabriela. You're supposed to sit on your mom's shoulder and like a parent saying, go right, go left with love. If you go here, that's how you find your happiness. This is your mission. You are leading away the generators, which are the next level. Either manifesting generators or generators. You are leading the light. You are nothing but love. If you're spiritual.
Projectors are the new leaders, but it's like when it gets too much of this thing of you have to sit on the shoulder and you have to say this and you have to be love and you have to be this. It's just weird. And the way she said like, oh, generators are under, that weird hierarchy causes like people like it makes other types feel like lesser or like slighted. So even that is slightly wrong. We haven't even gotten to like the stuff that really gives away that she just found out about this last week. But already her description of the types shows like she doesn't have a real understanding of how the aura works. She's just kind of saying stereotypical stuff like reflectors being close to God. If this is a science, there's no type that's closer to God, you know. And then the stuff about the manifestors being these rulers and shit, it's like it's a very stereotypical like shallow understanding of this.
Your whole purpose is to shine love. And then there's manifestors and generators.
Projectors, it's like our purpose is not to shine love. There's nothing that says that. I'm sorry, I'm not saying that we shouldn't, but it's like it's so random and vague and meaningless.
Generators, we are 70% of the society. We build this world.
Okay,
all of it. Whether right now I'm manifesting generator, I am being of service to you.
Which I knew, I was like, I bet she's managing. There's a bit of a scatterbrain tendency to them, and you have the right to be offended by that.
Who builds buildings? Who are nurses and lawyers? And 70% of us are generators and manifesting generators. We have a lot of energy in our belly, and we give and serve all the time. And so if your mom, let's say a manifestor, she doesn't know how to even give love because her energy is cool.
Whether a type is someone is able to give love or not has nothing to do with their type. So making it seem like manifestors can't give love, generators give love, and projectors are love. That type just says the shape of your aura. You can love and you can hate regardless of type. And I get her whole branding is about love and relationships, but this is just misinformation.
Because only generators, again, 70% of us, are giving love, and with us, it feels like a warm blanket is around you.
Okay,
that's
now I didn't like that statement. Because that's an opinion. Yeah, the generators feel like a warm hug. Not always. Sometimes that warm hug is more of a strangulation. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it can be like, I feel claustrophobic, you know, and that warm hug makes it seem like generators are always nice to be around. Every type can be nice to be around and like kind of off-putting to be around. So statements like that make it seem like the generator can do no wrong or can never be like annoying to be around. It's a preferential bias statement. I don't agree. Like, How someone experiences your aura can't be a fact because it can be experienced lots of different ways.
How generators' energy work. You guys are with me right now? Do you feel like blanket goes around you?
No.
Yes, this is a generator. This is my mission. Constantly bringing this love and giving the blanket around you. You are projected. You don't have that sacral energy. You're feeding off of me.
Okay, we do have sacrals. Every being has a sacral. Everyone has every center.
You gotta have a lot of energy in order to actually work. Generators like me can work 7, 8, 9 hours a day. Even though as a woman, we're not supposed to, but work with me.
Okay, so I'm familiar with Abuelita. I'm just Alisa, because she says stuff like that women should only work 4 hours a day, men should work more hours a day. I used to be in the femininity community and they said stuff like that all the time. Women should only work this many hours. And I always felt like, even as a projector, I can't work 3 or 4 hours every day. Some days I have more energy than that. Even as a projector, that's an untrue statement. Nonetheless, for other women I would see who are, I'm like, I know they're meant to work way more than that. And then women being shamed as being like workaholics or masculine for working more than 4 hours, when that's how they're designed to be, really like made me not like the femininity community. So human design for me was a breath of fresh air because it took the gender away from it. Whether you're meant to work long hours or not has nothing to do with whether you're a woman or not. And that was refreshing because it's like, yeah, that's what I see when I look into the world. So for these same femininity people to be coming into human design and adding that thing of women aren't meant to work, when there's literally types who are here to do work, we're all here to do different kinds of work, and it's not to do with gender, is disgruntling.
Cooking, cleaning, being a son, doing a homeschooling, meeting with you. We're born, we have like a battery, a lot of energy. We're giving all the time. Projector like you should not work even 4 hours.
And that statement I don't like either, because it's like there's so much range of projectors and every day is different and what constitutes work is different. Some days are 4-hour work days, some days are 6, some days are even 8. It depends on the day, it depends on the intensity of the work, and we're so quick to go into shoulds and shouldn'ts. And I think when you're an energy projector and you've done the 3 hours, because it's between 2 and 4, so an average of 3, and you still have energy and you're laying in bed restless, you kind of beat yourself up because it's like, I still have energy, but if I get up and do more stuff, I'm trying to be a generator, I must stay put. And you can make yourself depressed by not just expelling the energy you have, because we've been told that we don't get to do that. Like an extra couple of hours of energy could help us, but we've been told that's wrong, and now we're beating ourselves up and now the energy is building up and now we're getting sick. That's not fair. I don't think energy should be measured in time for projectors, it should be measured in intensity. So if we have an intense day that takes a lot of physical and mental labor, we can do that for less time. If we're doing less intense work, we can do it for longer. So it's not about the time, and that trips up a lot of, especially projectors that have a lot of definition, because there's projectors with 7 centers out there, there's projectors with, like, I have 2 motors and 4 defined centers, and I feel like the average day for me is like 6 hours, you know? So how much more like someone with a very defined chart, you know?
You're feeding off, but the opposite happens. You're surrounded by generators. You are sucking their energy, and then you go.
And that's another thing, us sucking generator energy makes us seem like we're vampires and like we take, and like there's not an exchange, like we don't have our own energy that we bring to a situation. We amplify their energy, but I do believe we have our own energy. Every center and gate is our own energy. So, you know, that's another thing I disagree with. And this isn't just me getting at Abuelita. No, I'm joking. Alisa. Like, so many people say this, because it makes it seem like we just take and we don't have energy to give. Everyone has energy. Reflectors have, everyone has gates. Otherwise we're like dead, you know, and you're making it seem like we're dead, undead vampires, and that's not fair. So you see, she's already kind of making it part of her business, even though her understanding is quite limited.
There's a certain way to live, disconnected from your head, because your head will always guide you in the wrong direction in life.
Even to say disconnect from your head, why would you disconnect? I don't mind the driver's seat analogy of put your authority in the driver's seat and your head in the passenger seat, but to completely disconnect from your head is like, it makes it seem like your brain is like bad and it has no value. I don't understand that.
Relationship, you'll be lost at work, you'll be choosing a wrong career.
And there's that fear thing. If you don't do this, if you don't follow the strategy, you'll be lost. you'll be lost in your relationship, your career, everything will go wrong. I don't like that fear marketing. Like, if you don't have human design, your life will fall apart. Because many people live in alignment without HD, you know. I don't like that marketing.
Too. Great. And if you are a reflector, by the way, there's only 1% of them. My son is a reflector. It's a completely different style of living. You cannot be a manager, a leader. You cannot even work. It's not
What? This is what I'm talking about. You cannot. If you're reflected, you cannot work. You cannot be a manager. Why not? I'm sure reflectors would make great managers. I don't understand this. Listen to this. I'm so disgruntled.
My son, he's turning 9 next week. He started a YouTube channel. He has videos that have over 2 million views. He has 9,000 subscribers. I don't have on YouTube 9,000 subscribers. He's a communicator. He has knowledge and he's sharing it with kids, and kids are viewing it. He's natural like that. He will not be good at working for somebody or leading someone. He's just going to be either YouTuber or minister or someone who'll be talking and sharing knowledge. I say, who do you want to be? He said, I'm going to be a gamer. Obviously, that could change. But
human design is it sounds very restrictive. And for projectors and reflectors, we keep being told we're just meant to be off the side spewing wisdom. And it's like, there's a lot more flexibility to that, to us than that. I don't know. I don't like the pigeonholing, and especially the strong you can't. I don't know.
Right now, as he's sharing his passion, people are just watching and liking. He's natural at that. He's a reflector and manifestor. If they try to work for someone, people will be miserable next to them, and they will be miserable because they're manifestor. They're like, I don't know if you know the leader of Stalin during the Soviet Union was ruthless. They're very ruthless. Nobody likes manifestors.
Now, I'm not a manifestor, and I'll be honest, in the human design community, there's a way that manifestors show up that I don't love. Especially female manifestors. There's a disempowered, passive-aggressive thing that males too, but I mainly consume females. There's a way they show up that I don't love the way they show up, but I see greatness in manifestors, and there's manifestors in the world that I like. So to be like, nobody likes manifestors. These people find out about human design, don't even know the basics, and just say the most disempowering stuff ever. No one likes you. Like, why would you say, I don't understand what is happening, where everyone thinks the best way to market or to make human design popping is to tell people that no one likes them. You can't be this, you can't be that. To just say opinions and lies, I don't get it.
They don't have anything. They're closed off. And they're born this way in order to lead and not being connected to people. But they're starving for love. But nobody loves them. And so how for them to live ecologically so they're not miserable in life? And then there's projectors. How for them to live if they don't have energy?
We don't have energy.
And then also generators. Why are they lacking money?
They don't have money.
Projectors are not living. Projectors, by the way, supposed to have the most delicious life.
Yeah.
Life correctly.
Same
as generators. But people
living life correctly by whose standard? Like, correctly, even the alignment is a bit more like there's room for interpretation. Correctly is very like red cross, green tick. I don't know. It just becomes too. And this is a generator thing, and I'm not even trying to be mean to generators, but I noticed a lot of generators think in black and white. They're thinking cans and can'ts, correct, incorrect, ones and O's. You know, left, right. And good for them, that works for them, but as an emotional projector, I see shades of grey. I don't think there's a correct, like there's one correct path and then that everything else is wrong. Maybe generators can coach other generators like that, but I don't know.
Not understanding and don't know who they are and how to live ecologically with their human design. So I understand. None of you right now, probably besides Samantha and Gabby, knows what I'm talking about. But if you're going to glance for 2 minutes and put the date of birth, where you were born, you will know who you are. The rest you don't need to buy in order to see it. It's free, but then I will fully describe what is your mission.
Does this seem like someone who you'd want when you are brand new to human design to tell your chart to you? If you're a manifestor, they're going to tell you, you don't know how to love and no one loves you. Do you know what I mean? Is this someone that at this point clearly hasn't known about human design for any real length of time? Maybe she found it last month. That's the vibe I'm getting. Should she really right now be giving readings? It's a yes or no question. I think we can all answer this. At this point, no, but there's no guards, and in a good way that's good, but anyone can just say, yeah, I'm gonna start using it, I'm gonna start doing this, and that's okay for yourself. But people just rushing to use it for their clients when they have a limited understanding and when they're so like limited with it.
Rahu in 1995 was meant
Ooh, okay, that's another. Rahu in 1995. Listen.
This knowledge came to him from above. So this knowledge is spiritual knowledge. Ancient.
She said in 1995. Everyone knows. At least get the decade right. That it was the late 80s.
Ancient knowledge. But at the same time, it's new. But it's much deeper than
Like, it's
astrology.
just a telltale sign that she just found out about this.
Because each one of us is
I wouldn't be
unique
surprised if
and
she just found out about this last
so
week.
we'll go
It's giving that.
through describing you, your gift, and your talent. We'd love to share. There's something else that comes to mind. Say for generators, and there's will be again 70%.
See, she already has a program.
Because there's 70% of generators in the world. The main question we have to answer: why we're here. What is our purpose? And if we work at work where we're not fulfilled, we're miserable, and the whole circle of people around us are miserable. And that's why we're broke, and that's why we'll be poor, because the generators are the source of energy. And
More
they have
scare
to,
tactics.
especially generators, find the answer, and it's always there in the belly, and we'll talk about it in much depth. And for projectors, it's so hard not to get busy involved when they're surrounded by generators, and how to do that, because they are...
Everything is disempowering.
But at the same time, wait until they're invited, and not by generators, and not by projectors, but only manifestors. And it's so hard to do. And how
So we can only be invited by manifestors. Where is she getting this from? Why is she talking nonsense?
and how to find that balance. And so we'll go in depth in how to achieve that harmony within yourself and live this ecological life and learn to listen to your design, because there's a keys to listening to your design, your unique design, because each generator is different, each projector is slightly different, and manifestor and reflector. And the more you will understand your unique design, the happier you're going to be. I'll tell you even more. As a generator, manifesting generator, I'm not supposed to have meetings every week or every 2 weeks. As I'm learning this now, I understand that I gotta connect to my gut feeling. I feel like doing the program, I can. If I don't feel like, I can't. Because then I'm speaking from the head. And head is preventing us from living the happy, fulfilling life. And there's no logic to it. It's like, wow, well, we have a structure every 2 weeks. But generators cannot live by logic. But our whole society is built work 9 to 5.
I thought all of us were meant to like not live by our heads. That's what she said before. She literally said like disconnect from head. And now that's just a generator thing. Inconsistent.
Projectors cannot live and work more than 3-4 hours.
If you
At
say
the
so.
most. Generators can, but when they feel like it. When they really feel like it. But our society broke all our design the way we're born. And we're born all unique. And so we cannot work in the system because the system destroys our design. And so the more you understand your design, the more you will start searching and gravitating and attracting people that are going to give you life that you're born into and want to live.
I definitely want to do more on human design for sure.
And so my request is look up to your human design. It takes only 2 minutes. Take a picture of it and send it to the group chat. Because if I'll see all of your manifestors, we'll talk more about manifestors. If you guys are all projectors, I'll talk more about projectors. If you guys are generators, I'll talk more about generators. And if you can, do the profile also of your husband or your child or your parent, whoever that you're interested.
I just feel like right now is not the time for her. I feel like maybe independent study. Everyone telling people about human design is great, but maybe independent study instead of you telling them things that are wrong, you know?
So you can start listening, oh, my mom is this way because of this, my husband is like this because of this, or my friend is like that. And so it will give you a lot of understanding on your dynamic, where you guys are in conflict with yourself or your partner or your children, or how to treat your partner, how to treat your mother or your daughter or your partner. So I highly recommend for you to glance at it, but please ask your parents on the exact time when you're born. That will help a lot. Otherwise, a lot of things are going to be slightly different. Okay? So,
I have tried to ask my mom when I was born, but
Okay, so I'll end it there. That because everything else is just like she's just talking with them about like getting their time of birth. But that is so annoying to watch. But that is what human design a lot of is today. It's not just her. This type can't do this. This type can't do that. This type has to do this. People don't know what they're talking about. Like people getting, oh yeah, she also says projectors are 9%.
That's completely different. You're going to start shifting to live in your flow of a projector. And that's powerful. Because there's only 10% of you guys.
She said that later on. She gets so much stuff wrong. It's like we're told it's an experiment. Then let's treat it like an experiment. Let's not box ourselves in. Let's not teach our clients it and act like we're a practitioner of it when we don't know and we don't actually know about it. Let's not just take what suits our narrative of work and rest and leave the rest. Let's be honest with what it truly is. I just find it, I just don't understand. People are just saying anything, you know, and that's truly an issue. I don't get it.
By the way, if you ever decide to get a profile of the full detail of your design, it usually takes 3 hours, but you have to take it only from the person who is awakened.